Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle and this is the Belle Perspective, and today we're going to be reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6 episode 14. Kiuwhaaaaats or Kiuwhaaaaats? Yeah, Kiuwhaaaaats. Anyway, but before we do that, let's get into some housekeeping items first. This is a growing channel, y'all. I need your help. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, okay? Support Blaque business, all right? And also, if you have already subscribed, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for so much of the shout outs and the love. Shout out to Tammy Talks. Thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate you shouting me out. And for the people who have joined subscribed because of Tammy Talks, shout out to y'all. I have a few things that I'm planning with some other YouTubers, so that should be coming out. I know I talked to you guys about having a special guest. My special guest punked out, low key punked out. So I'm working on them, y'all. But it's coming. It's coming. I gotta kind of like oil him up a little bit for him to get out. But anyway, we'll. It's happening. I just bear with me. Anyway, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Get down in the comments. I tell you guys my perspective, but I also need to hear yours. Get down in the comments and what you need to say. What you need to say already, okay? Do the things to help me grow my channel, and we are about to get into this review because I got things to say. Let's get into it. Up from where we left off, and it is at this awkward behind conversation with Kiuwha and Kimmi. Kimmi is trying to get Kiuwha to admit to the fact that she implied that Kimmi was the side chick while Kiuwha was still married to Maurice. The problem with this conversation was Kimmi was going to the wrong person. I don't know if we remember, but we have been saying for the longest time, for what, how many seasons since this was implied, that Maurice is the person that should be clearing up the issues and the rumors here. And because he has not done that, how there's still room for people to speculate. Kimmi says that, I took the fall for Maurice Jr., for you, and for Maurice. How did you take the fall, Kimmi? Have you been the scapegoat? What exactly is going on where you felt like you took the fall for everybody? I need Kimmi to explain that, where she felt like Maurice set it up to protect Kiuwha and Maurice Jr., but throw Kimmi under the bus. How is that? What's happening here? I need more. There's more to this story, and since you're putting it on the table, Kimmi, since you're addressing it because you allowed Maurice to set you up for the okie doke and bring you right back to this conversation with Kiuwha, because I don't understand why you even having this conversation with her in the first place. But since you brought it here and you opening up a can of worms again, you might as well go ahead and say what you need, what you're saying, okay? What you're saying, all right? And y'all, this is not, I got my little fan over here, child, is hot as hell up in here. Okay. I'm on the 3rd floor of my the house, and this is where it be hot. It's hot up here. Okay. Turn my fan on, child. Anyway, okay, so again, the only person who can answer the question or dispel the rumors is Maurice, and Kiuwha is sitting there just looking at her like, well, I mean, I can help you out here now that we're in this conversation because I don't want to look like no B, but why, as is kept, sis, if we being real and honest, okay, shout out to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and honest, Erica Dixon, if you were the side chick. So she said it. Oh, well, no, you weren't the side chick. She said it at the end, Kiuwha did, but it was forced. It didn't sound real. And it just sounded like I'm gonna just say what I'm saying because you asking me to do it. Which again makes it sound even worse. Let's move on. So Stormi and Mel decide to have a sit down conversation, and come on, Stormi with the driver. Come on now. Come on with the driver. here for that. She's stunting, and I'm not mad at this. And this conversation between Stormi and Mel was so nice nasty, okay? And I feel like it was more nice nasty on Mel's end than it was on Stormi. Stormi is like, let's clear the air, say what you saying. If you don't like me, say that. You don't want to talk to me like that, say that. Like, just do that, because I don't have a problem if you're just being honest, right? Stormi tells Mel that she feels like she is. Stormi tells Mel that Stormi believes about Mel that Mel is not able to have the hard conversations. She would rather avoid conversations, just put people off all at the knees and not deal with them, as opposed to actually having a real conversation with them. And I would have to agree with that, because there are several times where Mel could have had just conversations with people, telling them how she really felt, and then not, she didn't have to carry the conversation, she didn't have to keep the relationship going, but at least tell them why she not fooling with them no more. I think it's very immature to just cut someone off without telling them why, okay? And I have done that in the past, and I've realized that that's the worst thing to do, because I still have all these feelings that I need to say to you as to why I'm cutting you off. And so you're cut off, but I still have things I need to say to you, right? So it's better to tell that person why you feel the way that you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing, and then, part ways. I was asking her, did you know that your mother had issues with me? And Stormi was like, my mom got issues with pretty much everybody. She's confrontational with her sister. My husband at first, my mother pretty much works on, you're not worthy for me until you prove yourself, right? That's what Stormi is saying. She's saying, I can't control my mom. That's my mom. There's nothing I can say. Now, Mel does have a really good point in terms of talking about how I just came off the heels of Miss Wanda being disrespectful, Tisha's mom. Like, I'm not trying to get into that situation again. But what I don't understand is why Mel is being passive aggressive to Stormi through this whole conversation. I was really feeling it. And Stormi was saying that in the confessional. She was like, Mel don't even realize she being passive aggressive with me right now. She absolutely was. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the underlying issue? Where's the energy coming from? Is it just because her mama? Like, and again, if that is that, then say that. Just say it. Just say it. Okay? Just say that to Tisha and this denim. Baby, Tisha, baby is fine. Okay, girly is fine. Come on, thickness. Marsau, you better watch Martell. Martell has been shown and proven to be a cheat. Child. He'll try to. Yeah. Did y'all see Martell's face? What was going on with it? It looked real droopy or something. Was he just tired? I don't know what was going on with Martell's face, but it was looking a mess to me. So they decide, they're trying to figure out, is Mel going to participate in the Blaque Expo, calling it Expo. I'm not going to pick on Tisha's speech impediment. I'm not going to do that. So they're talking about, is Mel going to participate in the Blaque Expo? They're actually just trying to figure out who all is going to participate in the Blaque Expo. And I'm like, what kind of rickety mess is this? Standing in the venue that you're going to host it in. Like, at this point, the guest list should be set, right? Am I wrong? Party planners and whatnot, y'all tell me what y'all think, because I'm like, y'all, this a little shabby if y'all still trying to figure out what the guest list about to be and y'all standing in the event that y'all purchased to host it. Like, okay, that was a little rickety. So basically, they're all disappointed because Mel doesn't want to participate. Tisha's delivering them the news that Mel doesn't want to participate in the Blaque Expo. She's gonna be there to support, but she's not really trying to be there like that, which I understand. Why would you want to be fooled up with all of them? Okay. And Martell is like, well, she should be able to put aside her business and that. Martell, shut your mouth. Don't you say not one word. We sick and tired of you. Hush up and eat your food, okay, Martell? I'm gonna try not to talk about him like a dog today, but baby, Martell got some nerve. He is psycho. Martell is psycho. All right. Tifa says that Stormi has agreed to join the Blaque Business Expo, and Martell's like, to replace Mel. I'm like, okay, Martell, again, pipe down. Pipe down. So we get to Maurice and Maurice Jr. They're playing basketball. Finally, this is the first time we see Maurice spending time with Maurice Jr. This is the first time in all the seasons that boy has been here that I've seen it. So they're playing basketball. Not even gonna lie to you, Maurice Jr. waxed that ass in basketball. Waxed Maurice. I was like, good for you, son. Good for you. Maurice takes it upon himself and he's saying, he was like, I don't want to lecture you, but I want to talk to you. I need to get to know you. First of all, to get to know somebody, you need to spend time with them. So don't just say, oh, I need to get to know you. Okay, adults, spend time with this child to start helping him figure out who he is and get to know who he is. Again, how are you asking him these questions? And the boy been living with you for about a year or two now, maybe 3 years. What are you? Ooh, I'm gonna try not to ride him, Maurice, in regards to being a parent because I don't know what parenting is like. I am a grown behind woman who do not have no children. I don't know what parenting is like. I can't even imagine how tough and difficult it is. So I'm not gonna ride him too hard, not in the parenting aspect. But what I do know is that when you sign up to be a child, you sign up to take them on full time. Okay, you can't just be pushing them off to somebody else. Okay. So then Maurice decides to go into another lecture. Maurice loves to talk about himself. I'm like, Maurice, this is not the time to go into a story about how you lived hard and all this other foolishness. That boy don't care about that. Okay. You can tell him little anecdotes here and there, but this is his time, Maurice. Pipe down for once. And tells Maurice Jr. that he gives him permission to kind of, say, hey, this doesn't work for me, to help guide his parenting a little bit here and there. And I was with Maurice Jr. I was skeptical because, again, Maurice, if you were that open to hear from other people, you would be open to hear from other people. You would have already been doing that. He is not that type of person. So, like Maurice Jr., I was also skittish when he said, "Be open and tell me how you feel and guide my parenting. If I'm doing something and you don't understand it, tell me that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then we get to Courtney. Courtney is Stormi's husband and Courtney's mother. And I really like Courtney and I really like his mom. She has just this peaceful, calm presence about her. Now, she may turn up, she may go, she may, but I really liked how she talked to him. Courtney, I really like they had this conversation. I really like the advice. And it all makes sense now as to why Courtney is not really in a rush to have another child with Stormi. Courtney's father passed on. He transitioned and was not able to be a part of Courtney's life like he would have wanted a father to be there. And he talks about, the things that his father missed. And that is a really hard thing for someone to experience, the loss of a parent. And then you have a child with your current spouse, and that spouse was damn near on their deathbed, right? That is a trauma that he does not want to repeat, and I understand that. But what Courtney needs to do is vocalize that to his wife. He can't just shut it down because that's not progress either. And I love the advice that his mother gave him. She really was like, listen, I understand why it was there. I understand why you feel the way you feel, but you can't just shut it down. Y'all need to have a conversation and keep having that conversation until you guys can get to some sort of mutual understanding. And I thought that was very wonderful advice. So we get to the Blaque Business Expo, and I don't know who their party planner was, but was this her first time doing an event? Because she was really giving, oh, I'm just a family friend. Like, did anybody else pick that up? Because, girl, what? She was like, oh, yeah, we had 25 vendors set, but people just kept saying they wanted to come. So I just said, yes, ma'am. Huh? Any party planner would know that we have a certain capacity that we need to meet. And I would rather have more foot traffic in terms of people coming, attendees versus vendors, because you can always book a bigger spot next time on the next go round to get more vendors. But in terms of the foot traffic, because that makes the difference. Girl, is this your first time? She was like, yeah, I didn't want to say no. But girl, do you also have the space? That was my other thing. I'm like, girl, well, do you got the space? So then Tisha's talking about how she didn't have the space and how Stormi setup. It was a beautiful setup. By the way, Canvas Beauty, baby, I've been using that hair growth oil. Hair has been growing. I'm to show y'all. I'm about to blow out my poof, girl. It's been growing, y'all. Growing. It's crazy. So she has a whole setup in the back. And Tisha's saying that, Stormi set up it could have been 2 or 3 vendors back there. But did anybody tell Stormi that? Like, how thrown together was this event? Because it was very thrown together. Nobody talked about spacing. No dimensions were sent out to the vendors. You didn't tell them none of those things. Stormi on the other end is stressed out. She's like, oh my God, we have this huge retail order. The help that I typically would have had that would have been here to help me set up for this is at the warehouse because we have this huge retail order. And if we don't get the retail order, we get penalties. And, Courtney is going to be there to make sure that everything is done and set up and sent out like it should. But I'm just so stressed out because I don't want to miss this deadline, this retail deadline. What a good problem to have, y'all. What a good problem to have. Okay, girl, trying to have them. See, it's in demand that I need to hurry. Baby, speak that. Speaking that, yes, I'm speaking that over my life. Okay. She's talking to her mother-in-law about this, and her mother-in-law is like, listen, Courtney's gonna get it done. You don't got to worry about that. On the opposite side of the room, Marsau bobble-headed ass walks in. Marsau says, oh, did Stormi pay the vendor fee? Tisha like, no, what vendor fee? Chocolate in the bottle didn't pay no vendor fee. We didn't ask we didn't do that. That's not what we discussed. Marsau was like, but yeah, we might as well just do it now. We should do, but listen, well, we should collect it now before we ask for it later. But we didn't talk about that. So why would we ask people to pay for something we didn't even talk about? Most of the vendors, in terms of the comeback group or the 4-6 or whatever you want to call it, they free. They were here for free, right? You mean you gonna try to charge them for Tisha was like, I'm not doing that. You on your own. But here's what I think, Tisha. You should have went over there. And you just said no. You should have intervened in that. Because honestly, it's still your brand, Tisha. It's still your brand. Marsau going over there and asking Stormi for money was so raggedy. And I really needed Tisha to go in and pipe up on top of Marsau so that he knew that he was wrong. Something just so you can clear your name. Because if Marsau goes and does that, that means anybody that's associated, anybody who's interacting with Marsau is gonna lump you two together. And even though you didn't think it was a good idea, I'm still gonna associate the BS with you because of Marsau. So I would have gone in there to save my name. I would have jumped in and be like, Marsau, you don't have to pay nothing. I don't know what he's talking about. No. Done that because you're not about to ruin my name. Yeah, over $100. Marsau. He's asking this girl for $100 last minute. Stormi got it right. She got it right. Cuss him out, baby, because he at the last minute you didn't discuss it, and then here we go. Boy, if you don't get. Anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about the episode. Again, Maurice, Kimmi, you going to the wrong person. Maurice has yet to clear up these rumors. You want Kiuwha to clear up the rumors when it's actually Maurice is the one that should be doing that because he the one pitted y'all both against him. Marsau, you asking for $100? Tisha should have jumped in and said something before. When he went over there, she should have jumped in and walked over there with him. And while he was doing what he was doing, she should have said, no, I'm shutting this down. No, Marsau, go on. Don't listen to him. Nothing. You fine, girl. Should have said something because it didn't. That's your name now, right? You're tied to Marsau. And any bullshit he does, is tied to you as well, Tisha. Down in the comments, let me know what your perspective is. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Support Black women. All right. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.